Whiners, happy Thirsty Thursday. Welcome back. It's your girl P Honey. It's February. Can't thank the world enough. January was, I know it's always a long month. It was a year. January was a full year. So like it should be 2026 at this point. Like days run into days run into the weekends, like I just don't understand. I feel like I'm constantly running after myself, catching up with myself, and like I get it because of the holidays and stuff like that, but I also maybe also because of my birthday, but January should be the shortest month because of everything that we have to go through at the end of the year in the previous year, but it just goes and goes and goes and goes. So I am so happy to see January gone. I am 35. We're moving on. We're moving on up. I'm so excited. Did I tell you? I don't know if I told you last solo episode about what I did for my birthday. I don't think I did. Okay, so I normally do that brunch for my birthday. Had that, so much fun. I don't know, 20, 25-ish people were able to stop by. I do it the come and go situation. And I almost didn't have the brunch because I felt so terrible for what is happening in Los Angeles, California. Still, right now, it's actually still ongoing, which is just insane that there's still fires burning. So I do want to note that because the last solo episode was filmed, like I think it came out the day or the day after the fire started, but it was filmed a few days prior to that. So if I sounded insensitive or didn't mention it, that's why. So I'm mentioning it now. And I was able to, for my birthday, bring my merch, some of my Adultish Wines hats that I've already paid for. Like I've already, not lost that money. Like they're still for sale. But I've already paid for the actual merch. And so I brought those hats to my birthday party and had people donate any amount for a hat, like $5, $20, $100, whatever you can donate will go straight to GoFundMe's of people that I know or people that I know, like just acquaintances of people that were affected by the fires in LA. So went ahead and did that, and we raised $700. And honestly, like, you guys know I'm a major empath, and so I almost like didn't want to have my birthday party because I just couldn't imagine doing something fun while people are literally just like scrounging for their wedding rings in ashes, and just like people died, and it's so awful. And obviously I'm from there too, and even if you're not from there, you know of somebody who's affected by this devastating multiple wildfires in LA. And my sisters and a couple friends just gave me a pep talk, like life has to go on. And I get it. Like my rational mind knows that people in California aren't stopping their life because there's a hurricane in Houston. Totally get that. That's fine. But like, oh my God, I was just like sick to my stomach, like heart was hurting thinking about these people. And like so many people that I know, like 4 people that I know lost their homes in this thing. And so I'm going to not be sad for the whole episode. It's just a few minutes. But I do just think that one thing I want to make sure to hone in on or touch base on is that much like a loss in life, like a family member passing away or a traumatic event, this is the same thing. And so like your care and your words are so important now, but they're going to be so important in 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 9 months from now, a year from now. Like LA is, first of all, never going to be the same. But as they rebuild and things like that, like the resources will start to dwindle. The people that will check in will start to dwindle. The care from the community will start to dwindle. And so just a reminder that, like, I don't know, even set a reminder in your phone for 3 months' time to, like, check on your friends in LA and just make sure that they're doing okay from what happened to them. Oh my God, it's awful. So just wanted to touch on that, and my heart is with y'all. Really happy that, like, I was able to visit Runyon Canyon on my trip to California home, like, and I made it a point to do so. And that's just, like, another moment to think of, like, time is what you make it, and opportunities are what you make it. I could have very easily gone on a different hike, but I used to love Runyon Canyon when I lived in LA, and so I wanted to make the point to do that, and I did. And that's gonna be the last time that people hike Runyon for a while. It has to be regrow and rebuilt, and it's all burned down now. So something to think about. And then also too, I wanted to say, and I think I got sidetracked earlier when I mentioned this, it was hard for me because I always struggle between like me planning to do the sale of my hats for my birthday was like, is that selfless or is it selfish? Like, is it selfish to do because it makes me feel better to celebrate myself because we're doing something good for somebody? Does that make sense? Like, am I making it too about me when I know it's not? Like, and that's not what I feel. Like, obviously that $700 went $100 to seven different people GoFundMes. Like, I know we all did something good. Everyone from our servers who donated $5 to friends who donated $100 for a hat that they had already bought a hat from me. Like, it's all selfless happening, but like a part of me thinks, and I think that's from me being like having survivor's guilt in other scenarios, like the mass shooting that I was involved in, just like, oh, well, maybe I don't know. It just makes me feel a little selfish sometimes. And like, I just want to make sure to get across the point that that's not the motive there. Like, it's really, I don't know. Maybe it's okay to have a little selfish part in it, to like, that's natural, you know, like I want to feel good on my birthday, so I'm going to do this to help somebody else kind of thing. I don't know. Just my thoughts. As always, speaking my thoughts just fresh off the cuff with you guys. But besides that, my 2025 is off to a pretty good start, I have to say. And like, also 2024 was pretty good to me. Like, no, I don't think I had too many traumatic events happen. Knock on wood. But yeah, 2025 is good so far. I am just like, I have to say this, because this is a huge part of why I feel so motivated and excited about 2025. 2-ish episodes ago, episode 124, I had Amanda, oh God, what's her last name? Amanda Ferngully. Amanda Ferjul. Episode 124. AF Consulting. I had her on as a guest, and I kind of ghosted her at first. Remember, like during the episode, I talk about like I didn't even respond to her email, not on purpose, but like I do think that everything happens for a reason, and maybe I wasn't meant to meet her back months ago when she originally messaged me. Having her on my podcast episode, I immediately scheduled a one-on-one consultation with her, free consultation. By the way, this is not an ad. I'm not being paid. She's not sponsoring this episode. I had a consultation with her. It was 55 minutes of my time. And I feel, first of all, she was just very easy to get along with. Like, I obviously felt like we got each other a little bit, right? So, like, felt comfortable going into the consultation with her. But she was able to put everything that I had in my mind, which obviously came from her asking questions. What are my goals? What am I doing now? What am I paying for now? What are the apps I'm using, you know, to get my podcast to succeed, my small business? I'm a solopreneur, right? And she was able to like really just like put things down in words for me that have been floating around in my head for a long time. And so although I won't be able to afford her at this time, I look forward to being able to work with her. But her consultation was free, and I highly recommend that you guys go take advantage if you're in a similar position as me. Small business, solopreneurs. She works with all sorts of different types of companies and business owners. So again, that's not an ad, but I just wanted to show her that appreciation by shouting her out again and saying that I really love that episode and you guys should all go listen back. So with that said, I had actually a couple nights before our call, I had written down all of my goals and things for 2025, personal and with the podcast. And if you haven't done that, by the way, and like you got some goals, you got some things you want to do, like can't recommend it enough. I felt, oh my God, I just rolled my eyes in the back of my head and I thought of later in the episode, we're going to be doing a roast. And someone called out that I roll my eyes. I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, like I just feel so focused. I walked into the studio today and I was like, Kari, I'm on my shit. I told my producer, I'm on my game. Like, watch out, 2025. Like, if you didn't want to be involved with me, which like, I'm not really getting denied, but I'm not putting myself out there. I'm just saying, don't sleep on P, okay? Like, we're coming to play. Okay. I'm also going to be running a 5K, which you might be saying to yourself, big whoop, that's 3 miles. Well, I've never ran 3 miles consecutively. Have you? And if you haven't, like, no shade, but like if you're talking shit to me, like you're watching the award show and judging people's costumes when you're sitting there in your ratty ass pajamas, take a second, be humble, sit down. I'm running a 5K. I'm running 3 miles March 1st, first weekend of March. Very excited. I'm going to train on my own. I'm not going to use an app because I just didn't really like any of those, couch to 5K situations. I'm just going to do my own thing, okay? Looking forward to it. I'm going to go get shoes that fit. And then from there, I'm also on my list of 2025 is running a 10K. So we're building blocks. But I wanted to say, oh yes. That was a big thing for me to do. One, not only because it's like, okay, committing that I'm doing that out loud, like you have to do it, but also it's like cook off at the rodeo that weekend. So not only will I be running 3 miles consecutively, but I will be running 3 miles consecutively while drunk / hungover. Because if you haven't been to the cook off at the rodeo, oh my God, it's a time to be alive. It's one of the best experiences I've ever had. Like, highly recommend. I mean, you need tent tickets at the cook-off, by the way. Like, the cook-off itself, like, I'm sure it's like fun-ish. Like, you get early entry to the rodeo and like you go around to like different bars and get drinks, but like you need to have tent access. I'm talking about tent access to the cook-off, which normally I get from friends who volunteer for the rodeo committee. It's a whole lifestyle out here, okay? But yeah, I am going to be like, it's all you can eat, all you can drink, all you can dance, all you can make a fool of yourself. Like, it's all included for me. I volunteer my time, or it's an expensive ticket. But also, hopefully I'm going to be attending more than I normally do because of, just I'm like a content creator and stuff like that. So getting invites will be exciting. We'll see how the actual run goes. Like, I don't have a goal. For me, I'm thinking that 10-minute a mile is like average, fine. Like, I'm trying to think back to my gym days of running around the track in PE. Like, I think 10 minutes is a good, I think it's slow in my opinion, like for me, but like, I think that I'll do it. I think I'll do 10 or under. So that's 30 minutes, 3 miles. Hopefully crack open a cold beer afterwards. I don't really drink beer like that, but like sounds like what I should be doing. Okay, so that's that. Also, speaking of running, which leads me to sports, which leads me to pickleball. I like pickleball, by the way. I just need to say it. I like pickleball. I go with my friends. We rotate. Sometimes there's 3 of us, 4 of us, 5 of us. We all like whatever. We all play nice. Okay, that's what it's about. And on New Year's Day, which is a while ago now, but I don't think I've told you guys about this. And if I have, sue me. Played pickleball open play. Okay? Have you guys played pickleball open play? Because it's a crazy world out there. People are assholes. Pickleball is obviously an elite asshole sport, and I fucking hate those motherfuckers. And I was about to say I'm never playing again, but that's actually false. I'm actually going to get so good at pickleball, and I'm going to go back to the place I played on New Year's Day, and I'm going to go find that man who didn't want to play with me because I was new. And I'm going to say, let's go, motherfucker. Oh my God, I was so pissed off. So if you guys don't know how open play for pickleball works, you like put your pickleball paddle in this line and they pull out, right? So it's 2 against 2 and they pull out like, okay, whose paddle is this? You're up. So everyone goes and claims their paddle, and then you're looking at like 3 other random people that you're going to be playing with. Well, obviously, like, everyone was just kind of so rude. And it's like, if you are that serious about pickleball, like, please go reserve a court. Like, why are you out here with us? Like, oh my God, like, you can't be seen with us. Like, go get your own fucking court. But anyway, this guy straight gets his paddle and looks around into the customer service person who was helping like organize this crazy pickleball situation. He was like, is anyone new? And I said, I am. And he goes, I'll catch the next round. Wow. First of all, you're missing out. And I literally said that. I was like, well, you're missing out because I'm loads of fun. Wow. So rude. Went out to the court and got my ass kicked by a 9-year-old. Okay. Like, obviously I'm not good. He made the right decision, but have a little fun. Like, loosen up a little. It's New Year's Day. That's how you're starting off, with your fucking dick up your asshole. Like, so rigid. Okay. I'm getting crazy. Moving on. Anyway, catch me playing pickleball at Pickleball Social and kicking that man's ass. And like, honestly, he was tall, he was cute. So like, if you were single, you're going to be wishing you didn't do that to me. What else is going on? Okay, I was supposed to put in my 60-day notice this week, and I'm going to put it in at the very last second at my apartment because, as a reminder, or if anyone is new here, we hate my property manager. Let's say it together. We hate Paige's property manager. He's awful. He comes into my house unexpected with no alert, no communication. Like, I could be home or I've not been home. I've been out of my home and my dog has been home. Like, what if I was just like naked, like eating bonbons on the couch or something, and he just walks into my faulty apartment door, which we all know I have. Anyone could walk in and burglarize me at any moment. This place is such a shithole. What am I doing here? Anyway, we're moving out. We're giving her 60 days. Couldn't be happier and hornier about this, and have no idea where I'm going. And really the problem is like, I don't even know what I want. Here's what I want. I want bathroom storage. I want a door that shuts and locks properly. I want windows that open in my apartment. I like fresh air. Yeah, they're cocked shut now. They're cocked shut. No windows open in my apartment. Is that weird? Is that legal? I don't know. I want to have living space. I want to have my couch not against a wall. I don't know if that's going to be like the sticking point for me, but like that is the dream. Like, doesn't that sound like kind of nice, kind of rich of me? We're going to see. Right now I live in a 2-bedroom because I made my, podcast studio in season 3 in my 2nd bedroom. Now I don't technically need a 2nd bedroom, like could be still good as my office because I do work from home a couple days a week for my real job. And obviously podcasting is helpful. So we'll see what I can get. But like, I really am torn. Do I want to go for a like mid-rise, high-rise apartment and put in a maintenance request and like get it responded to in 24 hours, but like also have to go down the elevator to get to my car to take Pedro out? Like, there's going to be pros and cons for every single way I go. The other route is like, do I get a single home for, 1-bedroom condo type situation and have like a backyard and laundry inside the unit and possibly deal with another asshole property manager? Like, is it a risk I'm willing to take? I'm not so sure. So before I put in my 60-day notice, which is going to be happening it will already be done by the time this episode comes out, but I put in my maintenance request today because he is going to be tripping if he doesn't think he's going to try and stick me for everything on that security deposit. No. I just put in a maintenance request for 7 things. Come fix my shit before I move out so you don't charge me for it when I move out. How about that? Touche, motherfucker. Hate you. Love you, bye. Speaking of my apartment, something really traumatic happened to me just yesterday. And it was, so picture this. I opened my apartment door, which is the 2nd floor. I'm telling you guys where I live. Carolina's going to be very upset. I opened my apartment door on the 2nd floor, and I normally like already have Paige's leash on, right? And then it's been raining and like yucky outside, so I have my like muddy shoes outside. So I open my door and I am alerted. And honestly, brace yourself, guys. This is really gross. I am alerted by the shove of a human body. Not me. No one shoved my human body. I hear the shove of a human body. I look up. What do I see? Teenagers. Okay? And I'm like, huh? They're against my neighbor's garage. And what do I see next? Teenager taking down other teenager's pants, putting mouth on private part. I froze. I absolutely froze. I'm still getting grossed out even thinking about it, and I don't know if I was ready to tell this story, but so I had 13 minutes before my work call, right? Like, I had to take Pedro out because he was losing his shit. Like, I knew I had to take him out. So I turned back to get Pedro, and I'm just like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? Like, okay. I wanted to yell fire. I wanted them to stop. I wanted these teens to stop doing what they were doing. I live by a middle school or a junior high. Like, how old does this make? 11, 12, 13? Like, I was so perturbed. Ugh. And just, I mean, I didn't see any actual body part. Thank God, praise Jesus. And on it, oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you. But I know what was happening. And then this girl watches Call Her Daddy. I heard the sound of the Gluck Gluck 9000. And I will never be the same. I'm telling you guys. And Pedro, poor Pedro, his virgin ears. Oh my God. Anyway, so I rushed down my apartment. And then I was thinking, like, on my walk, I'm like, oh my God, should I? Oh, by the way, the worst part about this is, so then when I'm like panicked and I look back kind of thing, like, oh my God, did I just see that? Like, was it a shove of a body and is everything okay? And I look back and I realize what's happening. In the window, 4 feet away from the garage, 4 feet away, I see my neighbor. I see my neighbor's back. She's got a short blonde bob and she's just a lovely lady and she's just like slicing up some food in her kitchen for her child that just got out of school herself. And I'm like, she has no idea what is happening 4 feet to her left. Like, I just feel like it was so wrong in so many different ways. I just don't know what to do. So then anyway, I'm on my walk with Pedro and I have 13 minutes, probably, 12 or 11 at this point to get back from my call with somebody in fucking Australia. And I'm like, should I call the police? No, they're just kids. They're having a little fun, but I'm grossed out. Should I have stopped them? Should I have, said, stop it? Like, stop what you're doing. But then I'm like, no, they're kids. They're just having fun. But what if there was some sicko watching that happen? Like, it's just dangerous. Is this what kids are doing these days? I can't believe it. And then this got me thinking when I was thinking about what I was going to be talking about in this episode is like, I was just not doing this sort of thing. Okay. At 11, 12, 13, I was, sitting holed up in my grandma's basement. Well, it's where I slept. It's really not what you think. Like, it was my home. I wasn't being punished, but I was playing Sims. I was playing Rayman. I was, okay, fine. I was sexting with people on AOL chat pretending I was 18 years old when really I was 12. But that's different. That's done in the safety of my own goddamn home, okay? Like, talking with 40-year-old men, I'm sure. Anyway, okay, so it's just different. But I just was not that adventurous. Like, let me tell you something. If you, I just stuttered a few times because what I'm about to say is like, sometimes I'm just like, you've been saying too much. Like, I like the thought of doing sex. I'm cool with like public displays of affection, things that you might get caught in a public place, like with your significant other. Like, I think that's fun. It's thrilling and exciting. I am a consenting adult, okay? Like, this 11, 12, 13-year-old, I can't. Like, what happened over the weekend? This was a Monday, by the way, that this happened. What happened over the weekend that these kids, like, were they grounded and they just, like, couldn't wait to see each other again? Like, was it a dare? Like, go do... no, it's just too much for me. Like, in Sims, I was killing people, in Sims, if you guys played Sims, you could, like, make somebody pee their pants and, like, take the toilet out of the house. Like, I was doing that type of shit, like, normal teenage shit, normal preteen shit, okay? I was also smoking at 7, and I know that sets me apart from so many of you, and, like, that's just a different story for a different day. I've told you guys many times before. I can't remember the episode. Go find it. Go listen to them all. But yes, I did smoke from 7 to 10 in the back of, buildings and things like that. But I wasn't given BJs in the back of buildings. That's where we are different. Oh, if I could just have a conversation with that girl and just tell her she doesn't have to do that. She doesn't have to do that. I don't know. Listen, I'm trying to think of the age when I first gave a blowjob, come to think of it. And I can't recall. Old. I was old. Like, I really didn't do, I was late in that area. Like, I lost my virginity at what, 19? I think I gave a blowjob at 18. Like, I don't know. We're all, like, different strokes for different folks. That, I didn't mean that exactly, but, like, we all cut from different cloth. Like, I don't know. But then it got me thinking of public sex acts. And like, listen, I'm into it. Like, and if you guys listened to last week's episode with Emily Petros from Open Wide Podcast, first of all, if you haven't, go listen to it. It's fucking hilarious. Secondly, we talked a little bit about, what were we talking about? Coming, sex, orgasms, all those things. But that's right. I really prefer oral. I really prefer foreplay. And so like, you want to put a finger up in me? I'm into it. We're walking down Hermosa Pier. You want to put a finger up into me? I'm into it. So like, I did dabble in inappropriate behavior and potentially things that I could be held accountable to in the court of law. But again, I was 20-ish. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just a different story. And with that said, I have had many conversations with my girlfriends in the past of like, they all really tell me that like, how do I say this? Do you guys think oral and foreplay is more personal than sex or the opposite? Or do you think sex is more personal than foreplay and oral? Like, because I don't want to call myself out here, but like, are you having a one night stand like easily, or would you prefer to, give someone a BJ or have somebody, go down on you? What would you prefer? Or what's considered too personal? Because like, I'll do both, but listen, I'm not above it. But maybe that is because I have a hard time orgasming with sex. So like, I just like, and also, yeah, I don't know how this whole episode became about teens going at it. And now I'm going at it. And so that's going to be enough of that topic. But let me know what you guys think, because my friends think that I find foreplay and oral too exciting. That's the words that they're like, I can't believe you're so into that. Like, just get it done. Just do sex, I'm like, no. And they're like, that is so much more personal than having sex. Like, how can you do that and not have sex with somebody? I'm like, it's just like a handshake or something. Okay. I had asked the whiners to roast me. I asked you guys, I'm talking to you. And if you didn't send in a roast, you're a pussy. Okay. Do you guys know how a roast works? It's you roast somebody you love. Okay. So it's something annoying or funny about that person. You make it into like a roast, and you guys did not come with it, which is crazy because I think there's a lot to roast me for. My taste in men, the fact that I talk about my sex life openly, like I'm still single at 35, like y'all could have had a field day, but you really didn't come to play. But a few of you had a good roast. And people were like, why did you want to do this? And it's like, because I like to make fun of myself. Like, why not? And also, always doing something for the plot. Many of you responded with like, you're too nice to roast. That's a roast. Roast me because I'm too nice. Like, think of the many examples that I've been too nice or too forgiving, and roast me. Maybe we'll redo this at a different date after I learn you guys how to roast. A few people, I mean, they're not like great, but I did like this one. I mentioned it earlier. When you roll your eyes in your podcast is because you're looking for your brain. And like, you're so right. I have annoying mannerisms. Like I say, I know I say, when I'm moving on to the next subject. That's gotta stop, okay? The rolling of the eyes, unattractive. And I don't know what I'm doing. It's just, it's not looking for my brain. It's not looking for the next thing to say. I think it's just part of me, This one was a good one. Paige Crutcher has the joints of a 97-year-old man who worked the coal mine since he was a lad. And that is so funny because it's true. I'm always injured. I'm always in pain. I am really an old man. I liked that one. Someone else just said, like, the fact that you only date athletes. And, like, it's true. Someone else said, I know Paige will find a man this year and be happily in love, but he'll be 5'6" though. Honestly, like, I think about that a lot. It keeps me up at night. What if I fall in love with somebody who has been against my height requirement this entire time? I will eat the crow. Like, I will be the first person. I am the first person to say, like, I'm sure I will. I hope it's not the case. But if that's not my luck, Okay, so since y'all were having a hard time coming up with roasts, that was going to be a larger part of today's episode. So I switched it to, what do you love about Adultish Wines? Like, what makes you horny about Adultish Wines podcast or the Instagram or the person behind the podcast? Like, if you guys love me so much, okay, then like tell me what you love. So I loved that people came back with their favorite guests. So a few of these people were mentioned more than once. I'm not going to say who, but Redhead Rachel seems to be a crowd favorite. Dr. Viviana, Carolina, and Phil. Those are the 4 guests mentioned in the feedback, and a couple of them more than once. So, and honestly, I just had Carolina on a few episodes ago for the New Year's episode. Redhead Rachel hasn't been on in a moment. Dr. Viviana's gonna be having a Valentine's Day episode, so stay tuned. And actually, Phil is coming back as well. And I did bring him. You guys decided if he was going to be coming back or not, because I was just kind of like, I don't know, Phil, I'm over you. Don't know if I want you back on. Let me ask the Whiners. And it was a unanimous vote that you all wanted him back on. So is everything okay? Is there something you guys have to tell me? Like, you want Phil to be the host of Adultish Wines? Well, that's not happening. Go tune into The Poor Horseman if you want to hear more of Phil. I'm just kidding. He's coming back. But don't love him too much. Okay? Know where your loyalties lie. People love the approach that I have to showcasing how we are all more alike than we think, which I love. Thank you for saying that. That is the whole point behind Adultish Wines podcast, is like, we're all human. Let's relate. Let's be there for each other. Let's understand each other. Let's laugh at each other. Another person said how real I am and how real I keep it with my guests. Thank you so much. I do love that. I do love that about myself. And I think that I actually just recorded an episode with Her Opinion podcast, and it will be out, I think, towards the end of February. But it's all about podcasting, how we started and whatnot. And so that was one of the things that I mentioned is I would recommend, like, if you're going to start a podcast, do it. But don't do it for, wanting money or fame out of it. And if that, like, ends up being something you want or can happen, that's totally fine. But, like, I feel like I've created this community of listeners, whiners, I call you, who, I mean, a lot have been there from the beginning, but I've gained a lot over time, and everyone is always very active and very, interested in giving feedback and stuff like that. So I think that because I keep it real with my guests and with people on social media, I think that's why I've been able to gather that group of people. So thank you. People said the live show was good. I'm hoping to do 2 more live show in 2025. I don't have any actual plans yet, but it is, like, on my list of things to do. It might not be to the scale of what the 100th episode was, but you never know. You never know. Someone said, seeing you out and about on the town. And you know what? Thank you. Thank you for seeing that. Thank you for liking to see that, because it's exhausting. I do consider it, obviously, work. All of these networking events or dinners or parties or content creation exploration events that I'm going to, like, I'm saying it all with, like, rolling my eyes. I'm not. I truly do enjoy them, and, like, I really, really do. But they're exhausting. It's a lot of work, and so I'm happy that you like to see that on the Adultish Wines Instagram, and I am trying to bring more of that. Like, my personal Instagram is there, by the way. Like, I think I just post Pedro on my personal Instagram at this point, so it's just Pedro's life. But yeah, I'm trying to post more. So the things I like doing, the brands I like using, the places I like going, the people that I'm with, because I think that's all actually adultish wines. That is actually what I'm doing, and I am adultish wines. So that's what I said. I said what I said. So thanks for playing. Next time we do a roast, like, do better. And love you guys. And okay, wine of the week. So here's the thing. I talked earlier about like nothing makes me hornier than like foreplay or, you know, oral in some form of fashion. Like, am I alone? I like giving a BJ. Like, I love that. Okay, I digress. Sending nudes. That's my wine of the week. I like sending nudes. I've never sent a nude. You won't ever see me out there with my vag out. Promise you that. But I get so in the mood sending nudes. But now I'm scared with all these screenshots, and like I don't have Snapchat and stuff like that, and like I just don't be sending nudes. And I'm missing it. So that's my wine of the week. And also, like, I mean, a couple people can attest to this. Like, I used to just be queen of, like, sending a nude at the middle of a work day. Like, surprise, you know, like, fun, catch you off guard. But I've just stopped doing it. And also it's because, by the way, I don't always want to see a nude from you. Sir. Like, don't send me one unless I ask for it. You know what I mean? By the way, did you know in Texas that, like, sending an unsolicited nude is actually a crime? I think that's, no, like, I need to check the facts on that, or somebody fact check me, but, like, I think that's true. So, like, maybe that's why I stopped sending unsolicited nudes. Anyway, like, haven't liked a guy in a long time enough to send nudes to. Like, you have to do something special to get that too. And like, do it quick because I want to send you a nude. Is that so wrong? Is that so wrong? I don't know. And like, honestly, never mind. We'll talk about men in a different episode. That is gonna be it for this solo episode. A few exciting things coming up, and I just want to like call attention to, and also like one to just get you excited for, but to hold me accountable. Like, you said it out loud, like, do it. I'm redoing my website, which I'm really excited about, and like I'm doing it on my own. I don't know if you guys know, but like websites are not easy to make, so I'm gonna need you to subscribe, you know, send your email into that. I'm gonna be creating newsletters. Oh my God, I'm adding more work to my plate. I'm going to be posting on Pinterest. I'm going to be getting merch going again. I'm going to be sponsored by somebody big pretty soon. I don't know who. I'm just putting that out to I'm putting that out into the universe. So just like, you know, keep your eyes out. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, like, don't sleep on Sleepy P. That's me. That's what they call me. If you haven't left me a review, Apple, Spotify, or subscribe to my YouTube, do you understand how much it means? Like, it literally, if you're not in content creation, you just don't understand the gravity of it. But like, can I just share with you that it means a lot? It really affects what I do here. And like, I just crossed, you know, a certain threshold at YouTube. So now I can apply for the paid YouTube platform. So like, all the people who are in my DMs supporting me on Instagram, like, could you go over to YouTube and do that? That would mean so much. Or leave me a review, you know, roast me there. Okay, fine. But just like, do it. Write something in, give the 5-star. And thank you guys so much for the past, I feel like I'm ending the year, but I'm feeling really like nostalgic and excited for what's to come. So I just want to say a big thank you to all the whiners, everyone who tunes in, whether it's every episode or any episode that you can, or sends a DM or responds, and you are not unnoticed, and I do my best to get back to every single one of you, and I love you, whiners, and I'll see you next Thursday. Bye.